Today we're combining some different fillers together. Who knows what we're going to end up with? Hello, welcome back to the channel. So we've got another lovely patient for your delectation today, and I'm going to be combining using Radiesse with some hyaluronic acid in order to give a little bit more balance to her profile. So let's not mess around, let's just go straight over to our patient today. Now, I already think she looks pretty good, but you know me, I feel like there's often something that I can do. So the first thing which stands out to me is just there's a little bit of a discrepancy in the two sides of the lip. You see this side, oh, I'm drawing a moustache there. This side is a little bit higher than this side is. And it would be great if we could try and even that up slightly. The second thing is she herself asked for a stronger jawline, which is a real trend right now, you know, to have this kind of, they call it in some countries Texas jaw. Don't know. Anyway, it's this slightly more defined jawline, and also she wanted to try and do as much as possible to get that quite cut look. There is a little bit of a discrepancy in the cheekbone as well, so you can see that this side is much higher than this side is, which is, it almost looks like it's sinking down slightly. And we also have some loss of volume in the front part of the cheek here. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that this point is really, really important, especially on women, because if that's the highest point of the cheek, the juiciest point, then it tends to make one look more attractive. You can also see that there's a slight discrepancy in the A-frame here, so we've got slightly more volume loss than we do on this side. And I think this is a small scar here as well that maybe we could just pick off with a little bit of filler. So first up, let me just say her skin looks a little bit red because she has had a topical anesthetic put all over the face before we did the treatment today. And we started off by doing some Botox. So this was done in the frown lines, the forehead, and around the crow's feet. Really, in her age category, it's just to give her a slightly more refreshed look and to almost allow a more serene expression. You'll see when we do the before and afters. The next thing that I did was some Radiesse using a cannula from the midpoint of the jaw back to the angle of the jaw, and we did 0.5 mils per side there. Then I filled the tip of the chin, and I actually used a mil of TSL Ultimate here. Then Juvederm Voluma to the front part of the cheek and also to the chin crease. I then used half a syringe of TSL Ultra Deep on each side of the cheekbone. And then we had done 4 mils. So you can see in the before and after here that just by doing 4 mils, it has given the face a slightly more feminine sort of appearance. So I'm using TSL Redensity 2 to the upper lip on the right side to make it similar to the left. The left is much larger, and we're using a lip tinting technique. We're also going to use the same product to do the middle tubercle from above, and then the lower lip middle third. Lastly, treating that GK point right here. You guys will know that this is traditionally more of a product which I would use underneath the eyes. It's sort of similar to Juvederm Volbella in consistency, except it doesn't hold as much water into itself after the procedure's been done. So with Volbella, you'll often get sort of it's quite nice, puffy sort of appearance afterwards, but I didn't necessarily want to make the lip bigger. I just wanted to keep it the same, but bigger on one side. And the problem with using a very hydrating filler is it means then she won't have as many vertical lines on that side as she will on the other side. So it can sometimes throw the eye off a little bit. You don't want to have one side which is bigger and then really smooth, and then have loads of lines on the other side, which is her natural lip, because that would look really weird. The next thing that we did was use some Juvederm Vol Lift to the base of the nose here, which has the effect of very slightly pinching the nostril, also pushing up the cheek very slightly and softening the nasolabial fold. I also did this part of the nose right here, which can help rotate up the nasal tip. Then I used some Juvederm Voluma directly in the tip of the nose to make the tip appear slightly more pointed. The last thing that I did was to use some Juvederm Voluma with multiple small injections in front of the ear, which helps to give more lift and achieve a more feminine contour to the face. Now we've used a total of 8 mils. You can see here that the lip is looking a little bit swollen, but don't worry, it doesn't look like that when she comes back in about 5 weeks. The last thing that I did was to use some Aqualix underneath her chin here, and this is just to help give a little bit of skin tightening and get rid of some of the fat. Unfortunately, on all the before and afters that we've done so far, I can really only show you convincingly the front angle of the patient, and that's just because of how they're filmed. Great news though, because for the next set that we film, I'm going to be able to show you from the side as well, which is very exciting because we have a slightly new setup. So it's just going to continue like this for maybe the next month or so, and then you're going to have the ability to see side and oblique views too. So let's look at her before and afters. So the thing which stands out to me the most is probably the lip. I'm really pleased with the way that this side now matches the other side without getting rid of the little vertical lines there, so it looks really natural. You can see that the tip of the chin is very slightly pointed, which gives a really feminine look, which is quite attractive. And the overall shape of the face has just been made a little more into a V shape. Doesn't show up so well here, but you can almost see that the way the light has changed slightly on the nose almost looks like the nasal tip is rotated up slightly, which if you could see a side view, you would agree. I would maybe even be tempted to put slightly more in the cheekbone here on each side, because I do think that will help give her an even more cut and model-esque look. Okay guys, so that's all we've got time for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press that like button if you enjoyed the content. I will see you again next week. See you later.